SIP in Kiran, SIP Samatma, SIP Sagairaj, SIP Parvati Amma, SIP Supreme Kaumudi, SIP Riyaz, SIP Leena, SIP Atmatray, SIP Bridget, SIP Gaurish, SIP Ashok Nichani. I don't know why you are wearing a mask, but I hope everything is okay. SIP Kumar Swami, SIP Raju, and is anybody else on the call whom I can see? The rest of you are not visible, but I welcome you all to the call. The question that was put to me, which I share with you: when will we attain God? When will we attain God? This is the question that we are going to start. Every day, Ask Care, we try to have a trigger question. And from the trigger question, we finish in 5-10 minutes. Sometimes it goes to 15 minutes, but the next 15-20 minutes, every question that we pick is a question to do with enlightenment. Every question that we pick. And today, before we end, we would like to discuss the spiritual retreat that is being planned for 2nd and 3rd of April in Pune. So we are planning a spiritual retreat in Pune on 2nd and 3rd of April. This is because, and I don't see Sanjay Das on the call, but Atmatra, you have got Sanjay Das' number. So whether you would like to do it in Pune, I think Atmatra, you are in Pune, right? So we will discuss this at the end of the call. How many people would like to come to Pune for a 2-day retreat? Because we believe that some of you want to experience more than just a session like this. So let us quickly get back to the question: when will you attain God? Start.
Shivam, sir.
Shivoham.
Ashok, yeah. Sir, when we realize that we all are, everyone is manifestation of God, and we see God in everyone, then we will attain the God, sir.
Very good. Then if it's so easy, then we all should attain God, Ashok Chotware.
Yeah.
Then
Pardon,
everybody
sir?
should be attaining God if the formula is so easy.
Yeah. No, not easy. We have to realize God in everyone, sir. Then we will attain. No?
So have you realized?
Yeah, up to certain extent, I have realized, sir.
How often, how in a day, in 24 hours, how much time you experience God?
Mostly when I am out of from home and meet the people, I realize they are the manifestation of God. They are God. Sorry.
Good, Ashok. Good answer. Let me get people's opinions. When will we attain God? Who is going to go next? Sudeep Bhargav, I can see your hand.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, Sudeep.
So for me, it's not about attaining God. God was already there with me. It's just that I have to open my real eyes to see Him. So I just got reminded of that example of that beggar who used to throw away the notes and keep the coins because the coins sound was very good. When they used to fall in his bowl, he could recognize that the coins are falling in. But he used to throw away the notes thinking that it is all rubbish. So the moment I move away from my senses and I try to look inside, God was already there with me. So I don't have to attain Him. He was already there with me. I just have to see Him and realize Him.
You can't see God. So you have to realize, right?
Yeah, realize God. I mean, see means inside seeing, not the literal seeing where I use my eyes.
So sometimes these tricky words are a little tricky. And
Right.
Sometimes the spiritual mentor has to point this error. So
No, sir. Please.
I'm just saying my guru, Dada, used to always constantly point these things because he wanted me to be very clear on the subject. So while I am not even a dot of what my guru is, I like to point to you all whatever is this. Thank you. Pawan, you want to say something? Pawan, over to you.
Sir, first of all, I would like to thank you for having me here. And so the question, sir, can you please, if you don't mind, can I repeat the question?
When will we attain God?
Okay, sir. So we will attain God when we are out of illusion. So when we are out of illusion, when we are able to see through the illusion, and That's all, sir. I'm not able to express the words. But
When will you be okay? Let me help you. When will you be able to see those through the illusion?
So when I'm in the present moment without any ego or without how do I tell? When I'm in the present, focused in the present, rather than thinking about okay, what is this or whatever. When I observe, sir, when I
Pawan, I know you are very enthusiastic in your seeking of God, but we have to be very clear, not only to others, even to yourself. So I would request if you can even once again reframe your thought and come back. We are on the call up to next 30 more minutes. We are on the call.
So thank you, sir.
When will you attain God? Very simple question. Somebody asked me the question, when will you attain masala dosa? So I will attain masala dosa when I go to the restaurant and I place the order and I pay the money in most cases, or I wait for the waiter to bring the dosa. When he brings the dosa and keeps on the table, I have attained my masala dosa. There is a simple way. I'm just giving a very crazy example, but if I go to restaurant and I say masala dosa, I have not attained masala dosa, because after 15 minutes he may come back and tell me, sir, after 2 hours, no the dosa now. That means I did not get my masala dosa. It is only when I get my masala dosa. When will we attain God? Rumata ji.
May I, Guruji?
Yes, Rumata ji, bataiye. You are a priority.
No. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Shivoham.
Shivoham.
I want to add one thing to Sudeep's view. I agree with Sudeep, but one thing more. We can attain God when we go inside in silence and when we control our mental thought rate. At that time, we can experience God in
So
silence.
what you are saying that anybody goes inside and silence and they will attain God? ऐसे हो सकता है?
When one controls the mind.
So just by controlling the mind will we attain God?
We can experience Sat Chetanand at that time.
But may not yet be God, Rumata ji. God attainment, God realization is not a very easy subject. To attain God is a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge, because this is the ultimate goal of our life, and that's why I put this question on the today on the chat. Let me continue a few more. What you're saying, Rumata ji, what you're saying is not wrong. What you're saying is not wrong, but it's like saying चाय बनाने के लिए मुझे चाय की पत्ती चाहिए, तो बस चाय की पत्ती से चाय बन जाएगी? नहीं बनेगी ना. चाय की पत्ती चाहिए, पानी चाहिए, उबालना है, उसको गर्म करना है, फिर उसमें दूध डालना है, फिर उसको चीनी डालनी है, then only चाय बनेगी ना. Yes, Rekha, will you hang on for 2 minutes or you are in a rush?
No, I'll hang on.
Hang on. Girish, because other administrators saying I'm giving priority and she's questioning, administrators questioning me. So Girish, please we'll go by the order. Girish.
Unbecome what you have become. Drop everything which does not belong to you. What will remain is God.
Arre, what an amazing answer. Girish always, sometimes Girish's answer are like, like I must salute. Sometimes Girish's answer are just worth to be given one salute. Bridget, you understood, Bridget, what Girish is saying? Girish is saying, I will realize God when I drop what is not God. In simple words, he's saying, I will realize God when I drop what I am, whatever I am, when I drop it all, the ego, the mind, the body. Am I right, Girish, is what you're trying to say? When repeat what words you said once again for the benefit of the audience.
Unbecome what you have become.
So Girish says, I changed the words. I'm sorry for changing the words. Girish said, whatever we have become, what I just meant, body, mind, ego, whatever we have become, we have to unbecome. I'm sorry, I used different terms. I said we have to drop it. Meaning is the same. We have to drop. We have to drop. And when you drop it, Ha 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 ha. We will attain God.
There will be something which you cannot drop. That is God.
So, Girish, hopefully you will have a chance to speak once again because people will question you, but we will go to Atmatre. Atmatre, what do you think? When will we attain God, Atmatre?
Shivam sir,
Shivam.
when I will realize myself, means who am I will know. Then I will know the God.
Fantastic. Another answer that deserves a salute because it's a very simple answer, but the right answer. What Atmatre said is a simple answer, but the right answer. When will I attain God? You cannot attain God until you realize self. When you realize who I am, next is you attain God. Very simple answer. Atmatra, you are bang on. Thank you. Amitash.
Thank you.
Amitash.
Shivam, Master. Shivam, am I
Shivam.
audible?
Yes, continue.
Hello. Yes, Master. Master, as you say that we all have God inside us, then why, then what is the question about attaining God? Like you say, happiness is a state of being. We are so like that only, Master. So I'm confused.
No, don't be confused. What you're saying is
We
right,
are
but
already.
don't say you're confused. Just try to express yourself. What you say is correct. So repeat it a little louder because first of all, you're not on video. Audio person must repeat a little bit louder. So come again, what you said, and I will explain what you're saying. Repeat it, please.
Okay, Master. So, Master, as you say, that happiness is a state of being that is not something to be chased upon. Similarly, God, as you have said, as per Advaita, and you have said, so that God is within us. So, why do we need to attain God? We already are God.
Okay, let me
Like
give the
that.
answer to you because what you're saying is a question. You have given given the audience a question. For example, you say happiness. We don't have to chase happiness. We just have to be happiness because happiness is within. But if you don't realize that, Amita, then you're chasing happiness. When will you stop chasing happiness? You will stop chasing happiness only when you realize that happiness is a state of being. You can be happy. So also, what you're saying is correct. God is already inside you. You don't have to attain God. But Avitash, you don't know you are God. You don't realize you are God. Now, if you don't realize you are God, how will you attain? This is just like Sudeep gave the example of the beggar. The beggar every day night, he picks all the coins. Amitash, he picks all the coins, but the 50 rupee note, the 100 rupee note, the 500 rupee note, which are kept in his bowl, he throws it away, thinking it is paper. He had the money in his hand, but he threw it away. So, Amitash, I hope you're understanding the point. Unless the
Yes,
beggar
Master.
realizes that this is not paper, this is money. Unless Amitash realizes I am God, he cannot attain God.
Okay, Master. Master, thank you for a wonderful answer. But I want to know that, like a few days back, you told that it is at the stage of liberation only that there is a unification with God. And if by now you are saying that by realization alone we have attained God, so then which one is it, Master?
Both. When you have got realization, you attain what is called Jivan Mukta. You realize God, but you're still in the body. You're still alive in the body. And then you continue living as the body, although you have realized God. The moment when you give up the body, at that time, you are united with God. At one point, when you're alive, you realize God. And the second point, you are at death, you are liberated and then united. So don't be confused. All three are correct. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So are you clear or still confused?
Absolutely clear. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Natasha, do you have a question, Natasha? Shubham?
Okay, maybe chota muh badi baat, but then according to me, I may be wrong. It's like it's a day-to-day process. It's like it's a realization not only that need to attain enlightenment, but it's also showing sympathy towards others, being empathetic. It's the smallest of things that helps you achieve or attain God.
Yeah, but are you saying everybody who's empathetic attains God?
not everyone. So few people are just empathetic towards their own selfish needs. So your ego, your selfish needs, everything aside. And then it's not only towards humans, even the dumbest of animals, even the smallest of creature. You have to have that kindness in you, which, you know, allows you to see them as well as a, you know, immortal being, or I mean, a power, an energy.
So what you're saying is absolutely correct, but it is not a complete answer of how to attain God. What you're saying is one part, like Rumataji told, right? So what you're saying is correct. It is, if you are compassionate, definitely you can attain God. But how do we actually attain God? We have to close this in the next 2 minutes. So Supreme Kaumudi, we'll take you, and then we will try to answer some of the typed questions, typed comments are there, and then we'll get back to ask AiR. Come on.
Yes, so simple. Once you attain enlightenment, for which we are all there on the call and working on our own way, after enlightenment, when we unify with God, when we become one with God, we attain God.
Excellent. Very simple question, simple explanation. First step, exactly, Amitash, pay attention what Kaumudi said. First step, when there's enlightenment.
Yes, Master.
When there's enlightenment, the first step of realization, God, we attain God, we realize God. But we are not yet united with God. We have already realized God in the state, in the state of Jivan Mukta, as a Jiva, as a Jivatma. We have realized that I am not I am the divine. I am Sip, the supreme immortal power. Then Kaumudi goes on, beyond enlightenment, when there is liberation at death, then there is unification, then there's a final attainment of God. So thank you, Kaumudi, for the crisp answer. Rekha, you want to say something?
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham?
I feel the first step is neti neti.
Very good.
Yeah, until we don't realize that we are not the body and not the mind, we cannot get enlightened. So we can
amazing. Amazing. You have a second point also?
Yeah. The second point is, and then God realization.
So what you're saying is, the first step is neti neti, not this, not this. The second step is Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi is thou art that. In the Mahavakyas, my dear friends, there are 4 steps. Neti neti is not counted. In the Mahavakyas, the first step is Tattvamasi. The second step is Ayamatma Brahma. The third step is Prajnanam Brahma. The fourth step is Aham Brahmasmi. These are the 4 Mahavakyas of the Upanishads. The 4 most important statements of the Vedas. The highest of scriptures of Sanatana Dharma, the father and mother of Hinduism. So Rekha, you have touched on a very important point. Thank you. Komal says, separate mind and ego and have prema yoga in which you find Satchidanand. Areva. Rekha, Komal has given an amazing answer. Separate mind and ego and have prema yoga. So basically drop the mind and ego. Drop me, the mind and ego, and get into being a yogi. Be in that yogi, in any yoga. Komal, prema yoga is the latest one, in which you attain that state of Sat Chit Anand. When you reach that state of Sat Chit Anand, another beautiful answer, Komal, very good. And like Kevin Rekha gave a beautiful answer of Neti Neti. Beautiful answers. Today I am amazed at the answers all of you. I am proud of all of you on this call, that we feel that everybody is progressing so beautifully. I'm hearing amazing answers today. I'm really happy at the answers today. Dasi Budrani, deep love and longing for God. Amazing. Another amazing. Dasi Budrani, you know what this is called, Dasi? This is called mumukshutva. This is called mumukshutva. Mumukshutva means such a deep yearning, more the yearning that Dada used to say, more than what miser has for gold, more than Laila has for Majnu, lover has for beloved, more than the child has, a young child has for its mother whom it has lost. When there's a triple yearning, Dasi, what you say, when there's deep and triple yearning and longing for God, then मेरे दिल में बस एक तुम ही हो, तन मन में और कोई नहीं हो, इतना भर दे के और कुछ नहीं हो. This yearning has to be so deep. है ये आस्था मुकम्मल तुम ही हो, मेरे जीवन में और कोई नहीं हो. This is the deep yearning, Dasi, that Dasi is talking of. When you have the deep yearning, oh Lord, I seek you and you and you and you and nothing but you. Amazing. Kumar Swami, by dissolving ego, we can attain God. Beautiful. Somebody mentioned it, but Kumar Swami is saying it in very pure, simple words. Let go of the ego. There's a book we have written. Let go of the ego and you will find God. So let us get into Ask Care. I hope this session has helped you. If you are looking to attain God, if you want God, if you are seeking God, my dear friends, this is the way. Letting go of the mind and ego, deep yearning for God, being a mumukshutvam, then realizing that God is in me, God is in you. I am not this body, mind, ego, self-realization that leads to God realization. So all of you have put different pieces of the puzzle together on how to attain God. You can attain God right now, here, this moment, because God is not far away. God is inside you. You are God. Drop what it's Girish say, beautiful thing, and unlearn or undo. What is it? Drop. What is the word you said, Girish? Unbecome. Unbecome what you have become. Today Girish taught me a new word. So I said, I do pranam for Girish for teaching me a new word. Girish said a new word, unbecome what you have become. Areva. Yeah, beautiful word. So we will note your, hopefully in our realization, your words will be embedded, because you always come with something beautiful. Pavan, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, sir. It's more like I want to discuss with you. So in the question itself, when you're asking the question, how do we attain God? Like in that itself, the attain is, I think it's like a state of being, right? Like you attain. So if how do we attain? Like we can't want to attain it. To attain it, to be God, you have to attain. Like you have to be the.
You can't attain God. The answer is, you can't attain God. You have to realize God. This is the answer.
Okay.
You can realize God, like Sudeep said, when you open your real eyes. When 1% of this world is visually blind, 99% is spiritually blind. So you have to remove what is known as your spiritual cataract. You know, when you have cataract, you cannot see. You go to the doctor removes the cataract, then you can see. We have to remove the spiritual cataract. Thank you, Pavan. Amitash, you have another question, and others, we have another 12, 13, 14 minutes on the call for any other questions that you'd like to ask. And 8:35, we will close on the spiritual retreat. So may I ask Amitash, your question?
Master, in Hinduism and in Islam also, many
Louder,
people
please,
say, I don't know.
Amitash, I can't hear you.
Yes, Master. Okay, Master. One second.
Yes, go ahead. Speak loudly, that's all.
Okay, Master, like in Hinduism and in Islam, many people say, I don't know if it is written in scriptures or not, but people say that God tests those people, good people. God tests good people. अच्छे लोगों का भगवान परीक्षा लेते हैं. It is said like that. So, Master, do you believe it to be true? What is like your opinion?
भगवान को टाइम पास करने के लिए करना है क्या ये सभी? Why would God want to do परीक्षा? Why? These are all stories. We have to stop what Girish told you. Unbecome what you have become. I am telling something different. Unlearn what you have learned. What is this? God wants to take pariksha. God is sitting faltu for 8 billion people. God is taking pariksha. No, God is you. Amitash, you are God. Why will God take pariksha of himself? You are God.
Yes,
so don't believe all these stories in all the scriptures. Drop it. Stop it. Please drop it. Please stop it. You get the point,
okay,
I hope.
Okay, Master.
I hope you get the point. See,
Yes,
understand
Master,
the point. These are all stories. You know why people tell these stories? Because they don't realize the truth. If they don't realize the truth, they say Lord Shiva was there, then Lord Shiva got angry, then he cut the head of his son. Why will Lord Shiva cut head of his son? Use your common sense. Lord Shiva will cut head of his son. What's wrong with you? Use your common sense. Do you believe Lord Shiva will cut the head of his son? I'm asking you, Amitash, do you believe?
No, Master.
Then what are the stories we are believing in?
Okay, Master, but you said that after birth, only for a certain period of years, and initially destiny plays a part because it is because of good karma or bad karma. But after 10 years or 20 years in life, still destiny plays a picture, or it does not play any role. I mean,
when you are born, everything is unfolding as per your karma. When you become mature enough, it is not only your past karma, but your present karma. It is called twin karma. Your past karma and your present karma continue to unfold in your destiny till your final moment of death, till you are liberated from karma. So where is your confusion?
Okay, understood, Master. Thank you. Give me a lot of clarity. Thank you.
And make note of all these things. You have the enlightenment book with you, or you don't have the enlightenment book?
Yes, Master. Thanks to you, I have the book, Master.
Okay, so
I have the book, and I'm always noting.
Yeah, take a
Since the last
pencil
2
or
years, I'm
pen, and on
noting
the right
everything.
page, please keep making notes so that it helps you in your journey to enlightenment.
Okay, Master. Surely. Thank you.
We are open to question answers till we reach the Pune retreat. So first question answers, please.
Can I?
Yes, please.
Sir, so he was telling that God will take pariksha and stuff, but what thought I got at that moment intuitively was, even if God will take the pariksha, what is the problem? Like, I think that's the mind creating all those. Like, even if he takes pariksha, if you are pure, it should not bother whoever asks the question, right? I want to ask him a question. If God is taking pariksha, what is your worry? Why are you worrying? If you are pure, it doesn't matter if he takes pariksha, if he doesn't take pariksha, you should not worry about whether he takes pariksha. You should worry only about how you are with yourself. And that's what I wanted to pull in and tell.
You have to only worry about enlightenment and liberation. That's all. Okay. So if there's no question, I'm jumping on the retreat. Anybody has any questions? Okay. So how many of you would like to join a retreat on 2nd and 3rd of April in Pune? How many of you are in Pune? How many of you would like to join in Pune? May I know, because we are just planning this number. The number of seats will be limited. Everybody cannot come, but who wants to come, we would need to know. So how many people would like to join this retreat in Pune?
I want to join.
Who is this?
Komal.
Komal. So you will come to Pune?
Yes.
Okay, Komal 1. So Komal, just send a message, SMS, WhatsApp to me, so I'll save your name. But I'm making note of Komal. Yes, next. Who else?
Sure, sir. I am from Pune. I will attend.
Atmatre will attend. 2. Samatma has sent a message saying she will attend. 3. We have 3 people already. Anybody else from Pune or near Bombay, or anybody else would like to attend? Okay.
Sir, yes. We can ask Rajendranath. He's living in Bombay.
Yeah, Rajendra is there. Sanjay Das is there. They will all want to attend. So what we are saying is, we need to see there are enough people. There's a limited minimum and a maximum number of people who would be required for attending the retreat. It's going to start on Saturday morning and end on Sunday evening. We may be providing you with boarding and accommodation. So that will be provided to you. You only have to reach the retreat space. Rest we will be arranging. We will be arranging your boarding and lodging. So, but you have to come to Pune and go back on your coming and going is yours. If whether you're in Pune or you're not in Pune. So once we know that there are enough people, then only we will plan this retreat on 2nd and 3rd of April. Please make note of it, and we will take this forward. So we are back to 5 minutes more before I close today's session. We are back on questions. Why are we having this call on enlightenment? Why do you come on this call? Why do you want to attain God?
Guruji,
how far are you? Rumataji, boliye.
Guruji, why don't you take in Bangalore only?
We can keep the option, but when you Bangalore, then Samatma and Atmatre cannot come. So unless we invite them to come to Bangalore, I do not know whether, because they had requested last time, the first Sanjay Das and group had requested that we do in Pune. So we will keep your suggestion alive, and if in case it works like that, maybe we can do it in Bangalore.
Yeah, even I am from Bangalore. If it's in Bangalore, I don't mind to join.
Okay, so Pawan doesn't mind if it's in Bangalore, and Ru Mataji also. So how many people would like to have it in Bangalore? May we have names of in Bangalore?
Me, Natasha.
Natasha.
Rekha.
Myself, Rekha Parwani.
Rekha Parwani, Sudeep Bhargava.
Sir, if it is in Bangalore, is it in our place, sir?
That we will decide. No, mostly it won't be
Sir, I
far
am
away.
ready, sir. I am
Okay.
ready, sir.
Okay. Lakshmi. Okay. So let us keep the option open. This is my team asked me to propose. Actually, I have a very tight schedule, and I may not. It's very difficult to find time because first is Shivratri, 1st of March, and day after tomorrow I'm off to Finland. I'm not in India for 9 days. I'm in Finland, and then there's a lot of travel. But we will try to see how we can do it because some of you had requested that we should have a 2-day retreat where you can spend a lot of time. So my dear friend, let me quickly touch the importance of a retreat before we close. Enlightenment is not like making bread toast. Bread toast, all you've got to do is take the toast, put in the toaster and switch on the button and your bread toast is ready. Then you put butter and eat makhan, whether you want butter and makhan or no. Enlightenment is not like that. Even today, when we spoke about God realization, of course, I must tell you this. How many people in this world actually want enlightenment? Very few. How many people want God? Very few. How many people want a purpose in life? Very few. How many people want true happiness? Very few. How many people want to realize the truth? Very few. How many people want to overcome ignorance? Very few. How many people want to understand why you came to earth? Very few. How many people understand the secret of birth? Very few. How many people know what happens after death? Very few. How many people know when you will lose your breath? Very few. How many people know the secret of rebirth? Very few. How many people know what brought you to planet Earth? Very few. Very few people know what is life. Very few people know who am I. Very few people know how I can fly in the sky, how I can be free from misery. Very few people know that there are a solution to all your problems. And many problems has one solution. Very few people know the meaning of yoga. Very few people know the meaning of Sat Chit Anand. Very few people understand how to get mukti, moksha, nirvana. Very few people know how to live like a yogi. Very few people know the secret of peace, the very foundation of happiness. Very few people understand the meaning of true love. Very few people understand that duty can become a hurdle towards enlightenment. Very few people understand that they are God. Very few people understand that they are not the body that they appear to be. Very few people realize that we are not mind and ego, me. Very few people understand very few things that we have not even learned, my friends. We have not touched the tip of the iceberg. We have not even touched the tip of the iceberg. And that's why we suffer. Very few people understand why we suffer. Pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego. Very few people understand why there is anger, hate, revenge, and jealousy. Very few people understand that pleasure is not eternal happiness. Very few people understand the secret of how to be happy moment by moment. Very few people understand that we should not be living in the past and the future because the only moment we have is now. Very few people understand the meaning of enlightenment. Very few people understand what is realization. Very few people reach that state of liberation. Very few people know what is unification. How many people know all this? How many people understand this? And this is what we do on this call every day. This is what we take up on this call day after day, trying to move forward step by step. Just today, somebody near to me had an experience of somebody dying in their family. And spontaneously, we react that our near and dear one died. We cry. We become upset. Should we cry? What is the use of crying? The person is dead. You cannot change it. Then the Brahmin comes, the Pujari comes, and he tells you, do this puja, do 1 day puja, 2nd day puja, 12 day puja, 13 day puja. and you start praying for the departed soul, and you do all kind of rituals. For what? For whom? How many of us ask questions? How many of us investigate? How many of us realize the truth? I was inspired by my friend who spoke to me, because that friend is a spiritual partner, a partner on my spiritual journey. And so when my friend spoke to me, how we are foolishly believing these pujaris and these priests, and we are carried away in unnecessary rituals, in unnecessary superstitions and dogmas. So my dear friends, before I close, I want to tell you that this call has a profound meaning. And we try to help each of you reach that state of realization of the truth of enlightenment. So if anybody has anything to say, otherwise we will close the call for today.
Shivoham AiR,
Shivoham?
how are we to stop these rituals like the pujari you said after death?
Just tell yourself, stop it, stupid.
No, I want to stop it, but when I die, then I can't help if they do that for me, which I don't want.
You can't stop others, Rekha. Once
Yeah.
you die, don't worry about what they do, but you stop it today.
Yeah.
For example, if I am telling you that I should stop it, right? If I am telling you to stop it and I continue it, then I'm stupid, right?
Correct.
So you stop it today, Rekha. You're wasting your time and energy following nonsense.
No, I'm not following. That's fine.
That's it. That's good enough. You don't need to worry about anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else before we close?
Last question.
Sir.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah, sir. So basically, when they burn the body, some of my one friend told, like, when people die, they won't completely leave the body. They're still in it, and when they're burning, the soul feels that burn. And I'm very scared about that, sir. I'm planning to bury. If I leave the body, I'm planning to bury the body rather than burn it.
You attend this call for a few days, all your problems will be solved. You attend this call every day at 8 o'clock, you will come to know the truth. What your friends are talking are all fairy tales. Just like people say Santa Claus will come from heaven and bring gifts on Christmas. There is no Santa Claus.
It doesn't matter if the body burns. When we leave the body, it doesn't matter if it burns. Nothing will happen to us.
Once you leave the body, you have left, no?
Okay.
Once you leave the body, you're not the body. That's why they burn the body. Otherwise, your parents will burn. If today you're alive, your parents will burn your body. Your family will burn your body today.
No.
Why they burn?
But Guru,
because the people passed away. People left the body and went. Then what is the use of the body?
Sir, but the Egyptians' mummies, they believe in one sense, like when the people...
Why the Egyptians are not doing today mummies? That was 2000 years ago when they had no, and when they were fools. Today Egyptians don't do mummies.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So anybody else? I'm closing the call for today.
Guruji, retreat यहीं रख दीजिए.
अच्छा रूमता जी, आपका रिक्वेस्ट हमने और एक बार सेकंड रिक्वेस्ट दिखा दिया है to do the retreat in Bangalore.
And I want to know, retreat means what? Like full day we can ask questions to you, like how it will be?
Retreat means you leave everything to me. You just come.
मतलब कुछ भी क्या पूछना है क्या नहीं पूछना है प्रिपेयर होके नहीं आए.
डांस करो तो डांस करो, मैं बोलूं जंप करो तो जंप करो. मैं आपको रिट्रीट में मैं बताऊंगा, मैं खाना पीना मैं दूंगा, मैं बोलूंगा क्या करने के लिए. Saturday morning you come and Sunday evening you go back.
So Ravi, is it Pune or Bangalore, please?
We are still finalizing. Jasi, what would you prefer if you are in India?
Well, I'm going to Pune next week.
But this is on 2nd and 3rd of April.
2nd of April, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
You don't know your schedule, right?
Yeah.
We have to stay there like Saturday morning.
So we will give you the details. We are still not finalized. Rekha, just hang on. We will finalize. And just today I just took a pulse from all of you. Now that the team will finalize and then come back. Okay? Because COVID is over, we are trying to start. Because COVID has come to an end, we are trying to start. So with that note, my dear friends, thank you for the interactive session, all of you. And if you can please WhatsApp me your personal requests and suggestions. But for the moment, I bow down to you and wish you a great evening.
Thank you.